welcome to Making FX. I know, I managed to get through the entire intro without doing a spoof reaction to it. Stop that! In my VFX History episode, I went through the mechanics of how Doug Trumbull perfected the slit-scan effect to create 2001 Stargate sequence. And I also show in that episode how to recreate the process inside After Effects. In this video, I'm going to show how to recreate the end result much more easily. So strap into your EVA pod, leave the Discovery, and... I said stop that! While you could use any artwork in the following steps, we can use the originals, thanks to Greg Ercolano. He used an SGI workstation to unravel the designs from the DVD release. So let's use that. The images aren't super high quality, but the process would be the same for any artwork you choose. I'm going to drag the image onto the New Comp button to create a comp the size and shape of the image. And then to make this easy to replace, I'm going to go to Layer, New, Adjustment Layer, so that any image I place under the adjustment layer will be affected in the same way. Next, I'll go to Effect, Expression Controls, Slider Control. And with the effect selected, I'll hit Enter and rename it to Speed. Then I'll go to Edit, Duplicate, to add a second slider, and I'll call this one Nudge. Set speed to 100 and leave Nudge at 0. Then go to Effect, Distort, Offset. The offset effect is really useful for doing things like film roll. It loops the image back round on itself. Hold Alt and click on the effect Shift Center to Stopwatch. In the Expressions area type X equals and pick whip the speed slider. Times time. Plus and pick whip the nudge slider. Semicolon new line. Y equals value, square brackets 1, close square brackets semicolon. New line, square brackets, x, y, close squares. So we're going to move the image by the speed we set times time, with nudge being there in case we want to start at a different point. Then we'll leave y to be the original value. But rather than control everything from this comp, which is going to be added to the main comp, let's go to Composition, open in Essential Graphics, and then drag in speed and nudge. You could even drag in the image if you wanted to, so that you can replace everything in the main comp. Now, let's create that comp by going to Composition, New Composition. I'm going to make mine HD. Drag in your artwork pre-comp and make it 3D. Twirl down the transform properties, leave it in the center of the comp, but rotate it on the y-axis to 85 degrees. Expand the material options and set all the lights and shadows to off. We don't need any shading here. And then uncheck the Scales link icon and scale up the X scale until the comp is just past the edge of the screen, and then adjust the Y scale until the center of the layer touches the top of the screen. Make sure the layer is selected and then go to Edit, Duplicate. Adjust the original's rotation to be 10 degrees more, so 95 degrees. We're going to be either side of 90 degrees by 5 degrees. And the intersection of the layers hides the back halves of each. Now, that's the mechanics of it. For 2001, Doug Trumbull had to configure the camera to refocus on the center as the camera pushed in. He also filmed one half of the slit, then moved the camera over to the second half so that it would appear to emerge from the same point. And he also nudged over the artwork so that it wasn't symmetrical. So let's do that. Expand Essential Properties and set Nudge to -100. And also set a negative in front of the Y scale, just to add a little vertical difference as this flips the image over. To create a central white line, the simplest way to do that is make sure no layer is selected, double-click on the rectangle tool to create a shape the size of the comp, expand the new shape layer's rectangle on the timeline, select Stroke and delete it, In Fill, set the color to white. Then make this layer 3D. By default, it appears at the intersection point of the two other halves, and we get this hairline of white light. Rename the layer something cool like Point of Infinity, or just White Bit. And now let's create a new adjustment layer. Name this Electronic Overwhelm, or maybe just Glow. But before adding a glow, let's deepen the blacks. Go to Effect, Color Correction, Levels, and drag the controls in on both sides to create a more intense look. There's dozens of ways to add a glow, but I decided to use Creation Effects' free glow preset called Afterglow. And I didn't mess with a lot of the settings. I just decreased the radius to 1 and set the large opacity to 20%. But really, that's up to you. And now we're getting in the weeds. I added another adjustment layer, and to that I added the optics compensation effect. And increased the field of view to 125 degrees and checked reverse lens distortion. This increases the sense of depth with the edges even more stretched out. And then, final touch, I went to Layer, New Camera, and expanded the transform controls on the timeline. And from here, if you set keyframes for the Z rotation, you can get an effect beyond the original, but still in keeping with it. To switch the artwork to something else, just select each of the pre-comp layers and expand Essential Graphics, and then from the Project panel, drag in your new image. And that really is it! If you want to learn more about Slitscan, who first developed it, and how it was used for Star Wars, Doctor Who, and Star Trek The Next Generation, then check out my video on the topic. Hey, stop that! I said we weren't doing a spoof.